collegiate marching band, the world-renowned, the internationally famed La Southern University Marching Band.
Aura. I don't think I need to define what aura is. Aura is like love. You can't explain it, but you can definitely feel it. And when you see it, you know what it is.
What do you mean by that?
Aura is like when the Saints had to double team Calvin Johnson in the red zone. Or Shadow destroying Team Sonic. Or Showtime dropping his IG pictures. No? People don't think that there's aura in band because they think it's something nerdy or it's just lame or whatever. But oh, how wrong they are. Some bands' aura is the very reason why people know who they are. For example, Jackson State University. Whenever Jackson State enters or leaves a place, you know they got to play that signature Get Ready. Now, the aura from this really goes to the drum majors, of course. I mean, come on. Whenever Jackson State plays the Get Ready routine, the drum majors are always front and center when it comes to attention. Everybody and their mama gets in the way just to make sure that they can record and see what routine the J5 is going to put out for the whole world to see. And in my opinion, they only get better each year as they go. Now, they're not the only drum majors with the aura. Southern's drum majors have aura. And yes, some of you may know Southern is probably one of my favorite bands as far as HBCU band goes. But Southern, when it comes to their halftime routine and going out and doing the back bend, bro, it's just something about it that just gives it that aura feeling, that flair that I love. Now, the history of how the back bend for Southern University started varies. Some say a drum major went out on the field and he accidentally slipped and hit a back bend. Others say that Dr. Greeks, a Southern University band director legend, saw one of the drum majors doing the back bend and was like, F it. Let's put that in the show. But however the story goes, the back bend that Southern drum majors do is probably one of the most aura-filled moves that any drum major can do. And it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation, even all the way till now. It's the same routine. Of course, with each drum major having their own twist and flair to it. Shoot, it's so aura-filled that even high schoolers or other bands are out here trying to do the back bend. Which is why Southern University drum majors are probably one of the best drum majors, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Drum majors are not the only ones that get clout when it comes to band. Well, let me rephrase that. Drum majors are not the only one with the fancy moves when it comes to marching band, and that especially goes for FAMU. Now, when it comes to FAMU and having the aura that I'm talking about here, their tubas are the ones that are highlighted here at the end of their signature Rattler formation, or Rattler exit, or Rattler run, whatever you call it. It's just Rattler something. At the end of their performances, they break off into their Rattler formation, which mimics the movement of a snake. Get it? Because, you know, they're rattlers and then they're getting the formation of a snake because they're called rat. The head of the snake is represented by the drum majors, obviously. Then you have the body, which is the rest of the band. And then you have the heart of the snake, which is the drum line. And then you have the tail. Now, when it comes to this aura exit, as I like to call it.
Man, you corny!
The head drum major usually brings in the tubas, and then the rest of the tubas all jump and go into their little jazz splits. But the aura from the very last few tuba players is just phenomenal. Whether it's them gliding across the field like they're Michael Jackson or something, or whether there's them hurdling over multiple tuba players to hit the split, or whether it's whatever this is. You can't lie. That junk is hard. I ain't even gonna cap to you feel me? But aura doesn't just come from the high-flying antics and the fancy dance moves, no. Aura can really just come from a band doing what it does best. Cranking. Or just acting plain ignorant. Cranking is when you see all of the brass players put their horn up and crunching all together, the puffing cheeks. You can just look and be like, wow, they're putting their heart and soul into whatever they're playing. not necessarily equate to power, because you have PWIs that just have this wall of sound without doing all the extra fanatics. But I don't know. It's just something about cranking on your horn that just, it feels like it gives you extra watts, even though that is not the case at all. And to act ignorant, you got to do something foolish, like Texas Southern University cranking against Southern. Now, this is when Texas Southern University has the great Brian Simmons as their head band director, and we'll get to him in a minute, trust me. But the crazy thing is with this aura move is that they were on the field already performing for their halftime show. So not only did they turn to crank against Southern, but then they got right back in formation for their halftime show. You want to talk about rivals, bro? That right there, that's what people love to see when it comes to HBCU bandsmanship. Now, even though that was disrespectful and ignorant, that's not nearly as bad as when Jackson State played Make No Sense against Talladega. Playing against and cranking against another band is one thing, but playing a song that the band just previously played and then playing it 10 times better than them, if that ain't ignorant, I don't know what is. Now, getting cranked on and having somebody play a song that you just played better than you is all ignorant and disrespectful. But just severely getting blown out by another band with just 2 songs, that's also insane, I'm not gonna lie. Which is what something that Memphis Mass Band did to GAM. Yes, GAM, y'all got whooped in that battle. I am so sorry. And this is coming from a Georgian as myself. I don't know who on that Memphis side wrote Search and Rescue and Tribute to Bob Marley, but they're a master with the pen. I'm gonna just put it like that. They killed it with that arrangement. Y'all should go watch it if y'all haven't. Now, we can't talk about aura in the band without talking about solos. And you can't talk about solos without talking about this guy. Yes, Will Belial, and I'm probably saying his last name wrong, is the most aura-filled trombonist that an HBCU band has ever experienced. I mean, the dude has made such an impact in the HBCU culture that other bands are trying to mimic his Black and Blue solo. Now, though many try to replicate it, none compares to when he does it. Crazy thing is, he's done it before. He actually has done it in high school. Like, the dude is just raw when it comes to trombone. Pause. That dude, he's really talented. He gained 500 aura points for that one. Now, although I feel like he has the most aura when it comes to a solo in band, I ain't gonna lie, that one solo in that DCI band played, this one right here, yeah, that junk was tough. I can't even cap. Speaking of DCIs, we can't talk about aura without talking about how amazing their warm-up sequence are. You know that you have achieved some level of aura when your warm-up sequence is a must-see. Well, technically a must-hear. Get it? Because you listen to me.
Know your place, trash.
Like, yeah, Total Praise and Warm Up 1 and 2 are nice, but man, just hearing a DCI group warm up and hearing their warm up sequence and hearing them all blend and play together is just absolutely phenomenal. And no DCI group kills it like North Carolina Crown. Oh my goodness, I could literally listen to them for hours off of their warm-up alone. When people ask me, why do I believe that there's a God in heaven, I just send them clips of North Carolina Crown warming up. heavenly. It's just ethereal. It's out of body. Like you can't even define it in words. It's just aura. Now, of course, obviously, other DCI groups have amazing warm-up sequences as well, but I just love North Carolina Crown because of their band director. Like, that dude probably alone has more aura than any of us combined, honestly. His energy is just infectious and it's just amazing. Or should I say it's just aura. So yeah, his aura, as well as DCI groups when it comes to their warm-up sequence, it's over 9,000. Over 9. And finally, we truly, without a shadow of a doubt, cannot talk about aura without talking about Old Southern. Yes, I know. Like, of course, he says Southern University. Guys, listen. When I was growing up and I started listening to marching bands and I listened to Southern back in the day did not play.
But I'm not a rapper.
And I know you guys in the comment section.
No, Showtime, you didn't obviously listen to Morris Brown or...
Showtime, you obviously didn't listen to Hampton University.
Listen. All I'm saying is that Southern, back in the day, nobody was touching the human jukebox. I'm just putting it like that. Nobody was. Southern aura was just so intense that even the commentator at football games are telling them to stop playing. You think Southern cared? Bruh, Southern played probably louder than before after being told to be quiet. That's why they're just so aura-filled. But one man truly carried that Southern University legacy, and that's Brian freaking Simmons. Now listen, I have no quorums with Kedrick Taylor. I think he's a great guy, a great band director. But y'all don't understand the type of dude Brian Simmons was. We're talking about the dude that walked across the football field and conducted against another band in their face. Brian Simmons. We're talking about the Brian Simmons who brought a cereal box and poured it all over himself during a performance. Brian Simmons. We're talking about the Brian Simmons who just did out-of-pocket wild stuff at performances. Brian Simmons. Like, nobody was touching that dude. And if you tried to say something to him, bro, he'd just look at you crazy. So yeah, nobody came close to Old Southern, and especially the Southern with Brian Simmons back in the day. So yeah, for all of you guys and people that think that band has no aura and band is lame, do your research. Do your research. But other than that, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Keep God first. Showtime. Signing out, baby.